Okay, I think we're all good to go. Well, g'day guys and girls. Welcome back to the Race Spec Esports channel on YouTube. It is Tuesday night, which means it is Regional Leagues night, and we're getting things kicked off on the Tuesday night with the Pacific side of things. We're here again for Tier 3 once again. And I'll tell you what, we've got a big championship fight heating up with these last 4 races to go. But round 12 takes us to the Spanish Grand Prix, the Circuit de Catalunya, Barcelona, Catalonia, I should say. 4.655 kilometers, 2 DRS zones, 1 down the front straight and 1 between turns 9 and 10. 16 corners make up this track, 7 to the left and 9 to the right. So we should be in for an interesting, hopefully, it'll be an entertaining race. Spain is not generally known as a well-known passing track, but who knows, some of these guys may produce something like this. But obviously we'll get into the championship standings a little bit later on and see how close this is. So I just try and find the right one. If we get to the screen, there we go. And here we go. Welcome to sunny skies here at the Circuit de Barcelona, Catalonia. Got 16 drivers with us tonight, so it's a good turnout. We were a little bit scratching a little bit early on when I was joining the lobby. Usually everybody turns up late, and that was the case for some of these guys. So we got 16 cars for this racing. We should have a 17th, actually. We will have Smeg's teammate, I think Ash, joining us during qualifying, hopefully. But as always, thanks to Go Workplace Training for the Pacific side of things. Good old sponsoring the Pacific side. So, yeah, thanks to those guys, as always, for sponsoring the Pacific side of things. But good evening wherever you are right around, or whether it's good morning or afternoon around the world. Welcome. As just having a look at the live chat, plebs, T3 is goated. You want to be careful what you say there, plebs, because if any of the other tiers are watching, any of the other drivers from other tiers are watching this, then they're probably going to disagree with you there. But just be cautious with what you say there. But again, you are the boss of Race Spec, so I'm going to keep my thoughts, that one, very carefully, just to one side for the moment here anyway. But a few lap times we've got currently at the moment, as I think somebody absolutely cut out the final chicane. It was Artie Chang's there in the Alpha Tauri, as the graphic is always glitching here a little bit. A couple of names there you can probably see that don't show gamer tags at all. That being, this is Chapasaurus Rex in the Williams, and we also got, where is he, MJJ here in the Red Bull. So those two don't have gamer tags for me. So lovely stuff as always. So hopefully this stream is a-okay. As always, I was a little bit worried going into tonight whether the weather would maybe slow up my speeds a little bit, but hopefully it doesn't turn out too bad. But thankfully with OBS Studios you can stream and record at the exact same time. So should the stream bugger up in any way, shape or form, I've got the recording as a backup, yeah, just in case. And I'll probably, if that would happen, I'll probably chuck it up a bit later on the Race Spec Esports channel for the Tier 3 guys to watch it back. But I think I'm pretty much doing another double duty tonight, doing Tier 3 right now, and Tier 4 in about, what do we got, an hour and 20 minutes from now, and that's when the other tiers get going as well, with tiers 1 and 2, so be sure to tune in for that. There was no Tier 2 stream, I don't think, last week, so it was only just Tier 1 and 3 and 4 that was streamed last week, so hopefully we've got a Tier 2 streamed this tonight. But it is Chapasaurus Rex that's leading the way with a 15.433 on the soft compounded tyres. Second place with Artie Chang's there at a 15.998 in the Alpha Tauri. Third place got CRL Pocket Rocket. Now, this is formerly ASAP Rocky, I believe. So he's had a bit of a gamer tag change here. He's in the Mercedes tonight. I'm not actually sure if he's a reserve or what he is these days, but I thought he was in the Alpha Tauri, but I could be wrong. I might be thinking of another league he was in. But you got Power Sight there, but he's on the medium tyres, 16.693. Power Sight there in fourth, there's 16.807. He's in fourth at the moment. James Cruz, who of course is doing double duty once again by the looks of it in Tier 3, and we're doing it in Tier 4 later on. He's in the Ferrari for this one at 16.877. Just about to start a lap here by the looks of it. Soft combat tyres. His teammate WA Huddins is only 6th there with 17.142, and then Pup Mystique there. Our last race winner, I believe. I can't remember. It was too long ago. So we'll show you the results anyway for what occurred last week anyway. But and then you got the guys who got iPerfect. I've not seen him race before. I think he's a reserve for this tier as well. So interesting to see what kind of speed he's got. We also got Stig. Somebody just jumped themselves up. I think it's a Scooter Matata there. Just put himself to 4 for the 16.741. So we might see some few lap times starting to drop here very shortly. We've also got Stig. We've got, that's MJJ. We've got Lunacy as well, Galaz. I think he's also double dutying tonight as well for Tier 3, because I know he was racing in Tier 4. Of course, we'll worry about Tier 4 a little bit later on. We've got Johnny there in 14th at the moment. Honest Crook there in 15th. And obviously Smeg, there's still yet to set times at the moment. So pretty much positions 9 to 16 have yet to set times. So it'll be interesting to see what compounder tyres majority of these guys will start on. You'd probably say the ideal one will be starting on the soft compounder tyres. But, I mean, don't be surprised. There is quite a few guys here actually that are doing the medium compound strategy here. So they're probably wanting to try and maybe do a one-stop around here. If you start on softs, you probably have to do a two-stop, although you can do a one-stop around here on softs. You'd have to stretch out your softs compounder tyres a long, long way to make it happen, or hope for a safety car somewhere along the line, but it is doable, so we'll have to wait and see. Johnny puts himself up into second there with a 15.836. First, the leaders at the medium compounder tyres. Chubb won last week. Okay, yeah, thank you. Thank you, Kyle Kyogi. Yeah, my memory's not the greatest at the best of times anyway, so stream's running very smoothly. Very nice. That's the way we like to do it. So I don't think the speed's been too bad. Like I mentioned, I thought the weather would play a factor, excuse me, with that a little bit earlier on, but doesn't seem to have so far. But got 8 minutes to go here. Let me know down in the live chat as well if you're watching, who you're supporting. As well if you're anyone supporting these drivers, or what your thoughts are about later on in your own races later on. What do you think's going to happen? We're going to have a lot of safety cars, a few crashes. You never know. Good racing, as that's Charbosaurus Rex around there. In a unusual spot. That's down to turn 7, I think. As he just got to try and get himself going here. Just wait for that McLaren to get out of the way. Yep, beautiful. Don't want to be sitting there for too long, otherwise you will get disqualified. He probably just moved himself a little bit just to make sure he didn't get himself disqualified. But he's still currently its way. I think he did this on his outlap, so his tyres are absolutely dead cold. I'm going to see who we can go on a flying lap here of Barcelona, Catalonia. Still waiting on Stig, MJJ, Lunacy, Galaz, and Honest Crook to set lap times. I think Lunacy's just about to finish his first lap on the medium compounded tyres. We'll wait and see as we come through this interesting slow section here. See, a lot of people would have their views on whether they like that bit or whether they prefer the old layout back in the good old days. That was just for safety purposes, I believe. But Lunacy puts himself in a fourth with a 1:15.967. Pump Stiff there's in third now with a 15.883. Must have been thinking the week before, well, the United States Grand Prix when Pump Stiff won. I think that's probably why I got things mixed up there. But you can see there's quite a contrast of the guys who's qualifying on what tyre compound. So we've got only 6 minutes to go here. So I'm just doing two things at once here. Voice volume's a bit loud compared to the game, otherwise all smooth. And now the intro, yeah. That one I've really got to work on because I think... well, I could turn down the audio, but I might have to do some other tuning of that one. Well, if I don't do it for the rest of this season, then I'll probably... Unless... obviously, I'm very close to my mic for the time anyway, so... I mean, if I don't do it for the rest of the season, I'll probably have to tune it up for next season anyway, which is, well, obviously, we'll be having a couple of months break, I think, from memory. So, let's jump aboard here with CRL Pocket Rocket. This is formerly ASAP Rocky. Through turn 3 we go. Just watching out for some traffic there. I think it was one of the Red Bulls. Through to turn 4, Repsol Corner, I believe this is called. I'm just going by what the track map says on my iPad. Now to turn 5, tricky corner here. Run it out a little bit wide, not too wide obviously. 6 and 7, this is a tricky one because you could get your lap time invalidated. Takes it nice, of course, so you can lose the back end as well through turn 7 and 8. Now 9, which is not quite flat. Now the DRS opens. Got a little bit of a slipstream there from the Renault in front. Into turn 10. As that Schooner Matata just pulls out of the way. Another tricky section here. Up the hill we go to turn 11 and 12. Again, tricky. You can lose the back end through here. Now 13. Into the tricky final chicane here. Right, the curbs as best you can. 14 and 15. That's probably not the ideal line there, but that'll do. But round the final corner. Crossing the line. Where's he going to go? 10th position now. The CRL Pocket Rocket with a 16.180. So not too bad overall. So still Charbosaurus Rex still leading the way. Although it's only by not quite 4/10 of a second there over Johnny there in second. And Pump Stiff. Otis Crook there popped himself up in the 4th position. Stick there in 5th. Lunacy in 6th. Artie Cheng 7th. Scooter Matata 8th. MJJ 9th. And CRL Pocket Rocket just put himself in the 10. Smeg in 11th. I did see KD supporting Smeggy. Of course, he's still the championship leader, but the margin is very, very narrow, as I'll show that in the driver's standings a little bit later on while we get ourselves hyped up. Hopefully we won't have the same glitches we did last week, where obviously Lunacy was hosting the lobby last week, but some unknown reason, well, obviously, oh, that's a late call into the pit lane there, as that one has just been caught on Livestream. So you're welcome, James Cruz, for that one. That was a very, very late call. I don't know if that one will be coming under the stewards or not, but that was not the greatest of entries there, as the other Ferrari just left the pit lane, actually. There's the rest of the guys coming in. Schooner Matata just jumped himself up in the 2nd spot there. Nice lap with a 15.659. So I don't know whether he'll have enough time to do another quali lap. So interesting to see whether anybody else will go on the soft compound tyres or whether they stick on the mediums. You see now, I think a few people are now changing to the mediums. That's perfect around there at, where's this at? Don't want to be going backwards too long here, mate, before you get yourself disqualified. Because I think the car has just been disqualified, so he'll be starting from the rear, I reckon. Just wait for it. There we go. So that's 16th position there for iPerfect. So, yeah, you don't want to be really doing that sort of thing, as Garlas is absolutely forgetting about the final chicane. I'm pretty sure the drivers got warned about this with the head steward's briefing. I'll have to double check on that one beforehand. But doesn't look like anybody else is going out so far. Like I said, I doubt it whether Scooter Matata will get into the pit lane and get another set of soft compound tyres on in time or not. So that might be his qualifying session done and done. Charbosaurus Rex, I think, just leaving the lane now as we speak. So he's going to commit himself to the soft compound strategy. And the looks of things. Is anyone else going to fall for it? They're pretty much running out of time here if they want to leave the pit lane here. So anybody on soft compound tyres would probably want to leave now. They want to get a lap time in. This is MJJ. Just not far on the distance there is the Ferrari of WA Huddens. I think that's Charbosaurus Rex just getting out of everybody's road. Should have enough time up his sleeve, barring, of course, traffic. Smeg is still going for another run on the mediums. James Cruz is retired in 12th position in the pit lane. Make that to 13th because Power Sight just jumped up into 11th by look with a 16.252, so he can't qualify inside the top 10. But that probably is not a bad thing because you can start on whatever compound tyre you want. So Garlas, I think, is also retired. Let me just double check. Lunacy is also retired, so there might be a few guys. Don't you love it when the game still glitches even this late into the period? Power Sight now retires. I don't think there's any cars around him, so I think he should be all good. I think CRL Pocket Rocket is still a fair way away. He's just about to set off his flyer. By the looks of things, I don't think Skinner Batat... oh, hello, MJJ just popped himself in the second spot there on the front row of the grid. Only just 7 milliseconds, as they like to call it on the real-life F1 coverage, over Skinner Matata there. Might have got a little bit of a slipstream there from WA Huddins. I think he's just starting another flyer here. He's very low on fuel, so you want to be careful. So it looks like nobody else is doing a flyer. Actually, we'll see who is the next car that's going to finish a lap. Might be... No, Artie Cheng's has crossed the line, so it'll be CRL Pocket Rocket. Excuse me, I'll need to rectify my voice a little bit. There's purple in the middle... Oh, my God. Excuse me. Sorry about that, but... goes purple in the middle sector, although knowing this game, the middle sector's always glitched, so that might not always be the case. Is not the greatest run through the chicane compared to what he did first time around when we did an on-board lap with him. Obviously, run out of ERS, crossing the line. He will improve, goes to the front row of the grid. A 15.576, a nice lap from him. Who's next? WA Huddins has run out of fuel, so he won't be completing a lap. So, is Chubosaurus Rex? No, looks like he's going to bail out of it here. Might cross the finish line here, but he's in 0 ERS, so... By the looks of it, I think MJJ's done. Who else is on a flyer? Stig. Goes to 5th, so he does improve. What is Smeg? No, he's invalidated, so... Our championship leader is going to have to do it the hard way here, from position 12 on the grid. See, obviously now retires. We'll just wait for MJT to retire. And, well, that's Sergio Perez. That's obviously is Ash, Smeg's teammate. So, why the car is leaving the pit lane, I have absolutely no clue. Again, I have no clue why that is. But MJJ will hopefully retire soon. Otherwise, we'll be waiting another hour. Not an hour. Another minute. Well, a bit under a minute. A minute and a quarter left here before we finish up. Okay, fair enough. Now, well, the Sergio Perez one. Shouldn't this be just Ash having a little bit of a warm-up? I don't know whether the car's glitched or not. Please don't glitch the lobby. That's all I'm asking. It might be Ash driving the car, so it might be just getting a little bit of a feeler before we get into the racing side of things. Well, of course, he's just invalidated there, so... Well, won't mean really anything. We'll just... Oh, excuse me. We'll wait and see what this racing point does. It might just come straight into the pit lane, maybe, or might cross the line. I don't know. Okay, he just comes into the pit lane, so that'll be his one and only lap he gets to do around here. So I should retire the car now. Otherwise, we'll be waiting another 10 seconds here, folks. So just stand by. We'll have a look at the full race result, the full qualifying results. Getting ahead of myself here. 3, 2, 1, and there we go. So this should rectify. Obviously, we won't see Sergio Perez's helmet. We should see Ash's helmet, but obviously we'll still have Sergio Perez's number. Why that's still a glitch, I don't know. Excuse me. But Chubosaurus Rex gets another pole position. He'll start on the front row of the grid with CRL Pocket Rocket. That was a nice job from him in position 2. And they got MJJ in 3rd position there. Yes, I know there's no game it takes for the top, first and third, but anyway. Schooner Batata there in position 4. Stig there in 5th. So the top 5 are starting off soft. First of the mediums is Johnny in position 6th, then Pump Mystique in 7th, Hottest Crook in 8th, Lunacy in 9th. They'll all start on the mediums, and Artie Cheng's rounds out your top 10. And outside, anybody can start on whatever tire they want. Power Sight, Smeg, James Cruz, WA Huddins, Garlaz, that'll be Ash. I don't know whether he'll start from the back or not. And Perfect, who got himself disqualified. As we'll pick the back soon graphic. While these guys are setting up for the race, I'll take a quick breather and we'll be back shortly. All right, we are back, and there's your championship standings on your screen. Let me do some quick things very quickly. There we go. So you can tell it is very, very tight in the championship with only 4 races to go. That includes this one. Spec only leads by 1 solitary point over Chubosaurus Rex. So at the moment, it is looking at Chubosaurus Rex. It's got the advantage at this stage. Scooter Matata is still there or thereabouts in the championship, 17 points behind in there as well. Lunacy is just starting to drift. Obviously didn't take part in the Mexico race due to his internet in that one, so he's still at 4th, 35 points behind. There's Pump with Steve there in 5th. Artie Cheng's in 6th, Met's in 7th. Just let me double check. Ash in 8th, MJJ in 9th, and Otis Crook rounds out your top 10. And then, well, you can probably tell the rest of your drivers up and down the field, so you can check out where your favourite drivers are. We'll go quick over to the constructors very shortly in about 3, 2, 1. So there we go. Renault still lead the constructor standings on 260 points. Got a 40, no, not quite 40, a 39-point advantage over Racing Point here in 2nd still. Williams is still there or thereabouts. I said keep an eye on them last week, so you still have to keep an eye on them. In 3rd on 196. AlphaTauri in 4th on 139. Haas in 5th on 121. Mercedes in 6th on 114. Alfa Romeo only a point behind on 113 in 7th. Ferrari in 8th on 91. And equal 9th is McLaren and Red Bull on 85 points. So there's anything to play for in these last few races. We'll get back to this screen right now as the guys make their way to the starting grid. We're a bit overcast here, so I'm not sure whether there's going to be any rain that's going to play any factor in this race or not. So like I mentioned, obviously, 5th, top 5 and 10th are starting on the soft compounded tyres, and the guys in 6th to 9th are starting on the mediums, so that's what they qualified on. Outside the 10, bit of a mix, not too bad. Majority are on the mediums, except for iPerfect, who's going on the hard compounded tyres, so he's doing the complete opposite strategy around this joint. So, yes, we'll have to see whether this plays out, whether rain will play a factor or not, who knows? I don't really know what the weather forecast is, so we'll go play by play, literally around here, as we'll just hopefully get ourselves set. There we go. Not mucking around here. It's 5 red lights here. And away we go for the Spanish Grand Prix. It looks like an even start from the top 2 cars. Oh, there's contact in the background. One of the Williams and the Ferrari in the background got made contact. Into turn 1, it's Chubosaurus Rex. MJJ goes very deep to try and go around the outside. And I think we've already got a safety car. We have. So that didn't last long. We didn't even last one corner out of all of that, although nobody DNF. So as there's penalties right, left, and centre from that, we'll have to see what's going on here. But James Cruz was caught up in that. He's got front wing damage on the right-hand side. And I think iPerfect was the other car that got tangled up. I would be surprised if he hasn't got front wing damage. Look at all the cars sprayed all around here. They're just trying to get themselves settled in here. I think he's got damage. Yes, similar, pretty much similar. I think maybe a bit worse, or actually a bit even. I'll take that back. So, it's all happened already, and we haven't even done a full lap. So let's just see who's got penalties. So Chubosaurus Rex got a 5-second penalty. Johnny, a 5-second penalty. And Lunacy, a 5-second penalty. I'm going to assume they were for collisions. I'll have a quick look. Yes, they are. So that was a severe collision with MJJ, but the looks of it with the Chubosaurus Rex. Johnny and Lunacy were the other 2. So, yeah. Let's get this back to the... there we go. So at this rate, I don't think... Well, the penalties won't be removed because they haven't done a pit stop. So they can try all they want to get rid of it, but it'd pretty much be no use. So unfortunately for those guys, they're going to have to serve the penalty as the top 2 are in already. So they're going to take advantage of this safety car as James Cruz gets another 5-second penalty with iPerfect. So those 2 are going to have some words after the race, no doubt. But who's going to do what? Obviously, he has to serve the 5-second penalty. I think CRL Pocket Rock will actually jump him here. It'll be mediums. So this might not be a bad strategy, as this is the lap 2 glitch that's still happening even under a safety car. So you'll love to see it. But CRL Pocket Rocker did jump over Chubosaurus Rex. We've got a few others in the pit lane. Galaz is getting a front wing change. Just bear with the graphic, folks. It'll fix itself up in about a moment or 2. Give it a minute. It's not showing that it is the Red Bull of MJJ. I think it's leading away. So Garlaz is in. James Cruisers have to be in, obviously. iPerfect, I think, also in a Lunacy. So they must have picked up some front wing damage along the lines there, so otherwise they wouldn't be in this early. Give it a moment, folks. Garlaz is not the race leader. That'll be MJJ that is currently the race leader. We should be nearly done with the graphic glitch. It usually fixes itself around the second sector. Well, about the end of the second sector, so we're nearly at that point in time. So, just bear with us here for the moment or two. So it should hopefully rectify. I hope it does. There we go. So, puts James Cruz back into 17th. That's iPerfect way off the road there. So, on cold tyres, he might have had a little bit of a spin there, or whether something else has happened, I don't know. But we'll see. Those guys are now served. A few of those guys are now served their penalties. Johnny has yet to serve his, so he'll have to serve his at the pit stop, or whenever that will be. So he'll have to try and go long. Is anybody else going to take advantage of this? No, they're not. So I would have thought a few guys would take advantage. As I say, that Stig is just coming into the lane, so he's going to get off his Sopkov Panda tyres, as well as Artie Cheng. So a few of these guys are going to get off their soft compounded tyres, get on the mediums, and have a bit of fresh rubber to battle the other guys that are around them. They'll have a couple of laps fresher rubber to deal with. We'll wait and see what they go on. So it's mediums for both Artie Cheng's and Stig, so they maintain their positions. They should still come out ahead of James Cruz, who's the next car coming down the front straight. So I think they have. Yes, they have. As iPerfect comes back into the pit lane. See, you're going to go for another set of tyres here, and probably might as well get off the soft compounded tyres and go on back onto the medium. Although he started on the hard compounded tyres, so technically that should be okay, but it might be going to the mediums like pretty much what everybody else is doing. So, yep, mediums are waiting. The Williams camp. So it's the top two that have yet to stop, obviously. They started on the soft compounded tyres, but didn't stop under this safety car. So I don't know if we'll get back going again unless iPerfect catches up. But I dare say, well, we could never know. Could go for another lap here. We'll have to wait and see how that pans out. But the top two have not pitted, obviously. The first person who has pitted, there's CRL Pocket Rocket. He's down in 9th position. He's behind the racing point of Ash. They're in 8th position. Then it's Chupasaurus Rex, who's the other one that stopped. Then, of course, Garlaz, Lunacy, Stig, Artie Cheng, James Cruz, and iPerfect, who we're just waiting on to catch up. As there we go. It's a little bit of a late call, I would have thought, there for the safety car to pull into the pit lane. But you can see MJJ just slowing up the traffic. Everybody's behind us just got to be very cautious. They don't slam into each other. Otherwise, penalties will be a-flowing. And it'll be added on to their pit stop time, whatever that may be. So, iPerfect will be joining late. And I think safety car's in the pit lane. Might be just in time as he goes very wide. It's a good jump there for MJJ. He's left them for dead, really, on the restart. Can we get through one corner without a safety car? Let's find out. It's MJJ leading. Escudo Batata in second. And the other Red Bull of Honest Crook in third. Apparently, iPerfect's at the fastest lap of the race. And he's still battling away with James Cruz. And there we go. These two are going to fight their way into turn one. How awkward is this going to be after their little contact earlier on? They just get away with it. So he gets up into 16th. Oh, that's one of the Honest Crook there. Going very, very wide out of turn 4. He maintains third position. Still got a bit of a gap behind to Johnny in 4th. There's Putma Steve in 5th. Smeg is up to 6th now. So he's got a little bit of advantage over his championship rival. Well, at least one of them. Anyway, Power Sight in 7th, Ash in 8th, CRL Pocket Rocket in 9th, and Chupasaurus Rex rounds out your top 10. We fly through turn 9 and 10, up into turn 10. See, DRS won't be enabled till lap 6, I think, from memory. The margin is slowly coming back from MJJ to Schooner Matata. Oh, Power Sight's around, I think. He's lost a few spots. He's dropping back through the field. He's now down to 11th. Might be nearly 12th. Ooh, that's a risky move going around the outside, Garlaz, as somebody's lost a bit of front wing somewhere along the line. I'm trying to work out which one it is. Was it Lunacy or Stig? Might have been Stig, actually. I'm not sure, but it comes Lunacy for position 12. Trying to go around the outside of Galaz. You have to go deep into turn 1 to make it work, to go on the inside line. Gets it done. Oh, Stig, a little bit sideways moment coming out of turn 2 there. But Lunacy does get the position as everybody will run wide. Ash up the inside. That's for position 7, so this will help. Here comes Chupasaurus Rex. He's trying to make a move. Oh, Pocket Rocket goes for a move back up the inside. And all this is just allowing Spec to just pull away a little bit here. Ash go for another move here into turn 7. No, he doesn't think it. He thought about it, but thinks better of it. The Pocket Rocket now clears himself up into 7th position. Just trying to see how close these guys are. How close is just Chupasaurus Rex go for a move. He thought about it, I reckon, but not quite close enough. WA Huddens there with a little bit of a lock up there. Again, not quite close enough. Let's just see. There was a McLaren. Yes, it was the McLaren of Stig, so he's losing an end plate there on the right-hand side, you can see. So that'll affect his aero, especially through these slower corners, and probably aero as well. So that's MJJ. No, Scooter Batata. Johnny goes the fastest lap of the race. It's all happening in one go. 19.672. Fastest lap of the race. Now DRS gets enabled. There's only 2 DRS zones, like I mentioned. One down the front straight, one between turns 9 and 10. Power, Sight, and Lunacy. That's a switch. Oh, hello. Someone's around. That's Ash, I think, in the other racing point. And I reckon he's just been disqualified for going the wrong way. So, that'll be his race done and dusted, I think. It's really unfortunate for Ash, who obviously joined late in qualifying. And now, well, I think his race is just on down the train. We'll wait and see. Could be wrong. Well, wait to see whether that pops up on the screen, but I reckon it might. Still MJJ, still leading the way. Might have gotten away with it. Or the yellow flags. iPerfect's around. It's at 7 and 8. Gets himself back going again. I don't think he's got any damage. Might have gotten away with it. But no, I don't think Ash has been disqualified. I thought he might have been, but nope, not the case. But still, lap 7 we're about to start here. MJJ leading the way by 0.8 of a second. It's Honest Crook now since the fastest lap of the race in 19.404. Don't be surprised if you see a few of the guys on the fresher medium compounded tyres to set faster laps. There you go. Lunacy 19.267. He fast lapped the race there in 10th position. Now chasing down a Ferrari as he comes. Galaz. That's the wrong camera I was looking for. There we go. There gets the move done for 11th on power side. There's what's happened here. Oh, Scooter Batata's around. And oh, Ash is retired in the. Is he? Where the heck is he? Is he crashed? He might have crashed actually, but he's dropped a bunch of spots to Scooter Batata. It's all happening here. He's now back into 8th. As he's in AI mode for some unknown reason. As the. Oh, what's happened here? That's that Chupasaurus Rex going a little bit. That was weird. Might have passed illegally. I didn't think he could do that, but anyway. There's yellows in Sector 3, obviously. Oh, big crash! Massive crash! That's WA Huddens! And a safety car. No surprise there. Wow, that's a replay for the cameras a little bit later on. Holy smokes. I mean, I've seen plenty of crashes before, but I don't think I've seen one like that while I've commentated. So, I reckon this will be a good opportunity for anybody on the softs, anybody remaining on the softs, as there's going to be a double stack at Red Bull. So, is anybody else going to follow? No, Johnny stays out. Pup Steve's in. Is anybody going to try and gamble, go hard compounded tyres to the end of the race? So, it's going to have to be a double stack here at Red Bull. Hard compounded tyres for MJJ. There'll be pit stops galore here. There's many a pit stops happening. Pup Steve's on the hards. Scooter Batata's gone to mediums. Honest Crook and mediums. Power Sight hards. I mean, don't be surprised if you see a few guys. There's going to have to be another double stack here at McLaren. With Stig having to double stack. James Cruz onto the hards. Don't be surprised if you see a few guys try hards and go to the end of the race. It's a risky one. And it might be worth the gamble. So we've got 5 guys on the hard compounded tyres. So back under safety car again. I think we've only had a few laps of normal running. I might take a breather and have a drink. Excuse me. Alright folks, we're back. We had a little bit of a breather. I'm definitely going to be needing it, I think, after this one. Just another Discord message I got there. Lurja, I've never seen this league before. Well, now you have, so welcome to Race Spec if you haven't seen this league before. If you want to know a bit more, there's social media channels in the description below for Twitter, Instagram, and the Facebook page. If you want to come join the league, even though there's not many rounds to go, basically it's Spain and then the next 3 rounds, which will be the Japan next week, Monaco, and Brazil to finish it off. So, yeah, it's entertaining finishes. Can't wait to actually commentate Monaco. I haven't commentated Monaco in ages, but probably a lot of drivers will say they're not going to like Monaco to drive. I can sort of verify that a little bit, but anyway, we'll have to wait and see. So we should get running and going again very shortly. Just make sure anyone hasn't got any other penalties. No, they haven't. Was a little bit of a gap between... Looks like one of the... Actually, might be both the Red Bulls. No, actually, I'll take that back, because I think it's one... Actually, the leading hard compound tyre runner, which is MJJ. In position 8, so he's the leading hard compounded tyre runner. There's Pup Steve there in 9th. As like I said, Scooter Matata, Honest Crook went back onto the mediums, as well as Power Sight, James Cruz, and Stig went onto the hard compounded tyres. So keep an eye on for them. So we should, I think, safety car should peel off at the end of this lap. So this might be a good omen to let's just see what happens. Well, hopefully we get a bit more clear running, but might just stretch out these medium compounded tyre runners a bit more, especially the guys that came in during our first safety car, so might stretch it out a bit more to maybe Joe for another set of mediums later on, but obviously these guys may have to do mediums to hards. We'll have fresh rubber for later on in the race. As the safety car's just peeling off into the pit lane, and you can see Smeg is all over the back of Johnny. That wasn't the greatest of restarts, but here we go again. Restart number 2 here, as looks like Johnny may come under attack from Smeg into turn 1. So this may not take too long. He thinks about it, but thinks better of it. Got to think of a championship. Lunacy and Chubasaurus Rex, he's trying to make some moves. Here comes Lunacy going around the outside. No can do there, but Chubasaurus Rex maintains the position. Scooter Matata got past iPerfect. Oh, he's trying to get past Chubasaurus Rex. Got to think bigger picture, obviously. Championship is on the line with this race and 3 rounds to go. So anything's possible. Lunacy still fighting away. We need to jump on board with Lunacy. He's not on the right position for the next corner. If he gets a decent run through here, might think about it maybe to turn 10. Not through turn 9. That's a risky move to go through turn 9. But Johnny's maintained the lead here and starting to make a bit of a gap over Smeg. As Lunacy goes for it and gets the move done. Oh, thought about it. Might have got a little bit too sideways actually. But just maintains 5th position for now. So he's very racy at the moment by the looks of it, is Lunacy. It's a little bit of a lock up there. Got to be very cautious through here into the final chicane. Gonna see if he can try and get a better run. Doesn't really, so he's lost a bit of a margin here to Chubasaurus Rex. Just be down to straight line speed, really. Who's got the better of it? You can see these guys will be using a lot of overtake while they've got it before DRS enabled next lap. As Johnny still leading away over Smeg, and CRL Pocket Rocket is a good shot. Isn't that a great camera shot? We need the copter cam once again in the next game as Pocket Rocket goes very wide coming through turn 3. Then Chubasaurus Rex in 4th. Lunacy 5th. Garlaz has just dropped away a little bit in 6th. Artie Chang's in 7th. There's the first hard compounded tyre runner. It's MJJ in the Red Bull in 8th. Pup Mystique in 9th. The Skinner Batata rounds out year 10. Only 2 DNFs we've had so far being Ash and WA Hutton. So of course with that massive crash. Scroll back a little bit if you want to see what occurred there, because I got a good shot of that. Through turn 9 we go. Up to turn 10, at 0.8 of a second now the margin, nearly 0.9. As Johnny goes purple in the middle sector. Probably would expect the guys that are on the fresher medium compounded tyres to maybe pull away. Oh, sorry, not pull away, but maybe set the fastest lap of the race. Still no sign of weather, so we might be going a bit overcast for the rest of this race. So who knows, the sun may pop out a little bit later on. Scarlaz picks up a 3-second time penalty. It's the first 3-second time penalty of the race. It took 12 laps. Oh, sorry, 11 laps, I should say, as we begin lap 12. Nearly a second gap between Johnny and Smeg. As he's got a bit of pressure behind from Sierra Pocket Rocket. Will be putting a little bit of pressure. And then Chaposaurus Rex is not too far behind as well. So, as James Cruz and Stig are battling for position there. I think Stig managing to hang on for 14th ahead of James Cruz in 15th. Doing a lot of racing will a couple of these guys, like I mentioned, Garlaz and James Cruz, doing Tier 3 and Tier 4, which will be coming up in about a bit under, not quite 40 minutes time. It's hard to tell which one to keep an eye on here, because there's plenty of battles galore. Now, Johnny's got that gap out to 1 second, although Smeg just got in the DRS window, I think, just before they got out to the 1 second, so he keeps in the DRS window. That's crucial. Now the train begins. This gives Chaposaurus Rex, gives Pocket Rocket a little bit of a touch there. Gets a little bit too much eager on the power there by the looks of things. He's got Lunacy right up his rear end as well, as W.A. Huttons leaves the session, obviously, because he's DNF'd. Lunacy's putting a bit of pressure here on the guy in second in the championship. That wasn't a great run, as Lunacy gets a 3-second time penalty. Hard to keep an eye on who's going to make what move, but Lunacy may be the one to keep an eye on here. Here he goes. It's the pit window's open, apparently, thanks to AWS strategy, whatever the hell it was. And Lunacy gets by for 4th position. So this will help Smeg out a little bit here. Even though, of course, the strategies are a little bit all over the shop here, because the top 2 have yet to pit. The guys behind have pitted already. They'll probably have to stop again. You don't usually see medium tyres go to the end of the race, especially these guys pitted early on lap 1. So Lunacy's actually pulling away from Chaposaurus Rex here, so he's got the better grip advantage at the moment. Smeg still within the DRS window here of Johnny. See what else is going in the background here. We've got Artie Cheng's there in 7th there, MJJ in 8th, so he hasn't made any inroads so far, though those tyres will still come up to temperature a little bit, so once the guys in front probably pit a little bit more, you'll probably see MJJ move to the front there, along with Pup Mastiff there in 9th. So they'll probably try and push it at the end, but they'll have quick guys behind that'll be on much fresh rubber, as Pocket Rocket is all over the shop by the looks of things. He might come under attack here from Lunacy, just maintaining that 1 second bracket, although Smeg's not in the 1 second window, so he doesn't get DRS, but he's got a bit of a margin, thankfully. Where's Lunacy? His Pocket Rocket goes to the inside line, obviously cover Lunacy's advances. I think Schooner Matata and Oz Crook switching positions, so Renaults are starting to make moves. Oh, there goes MJJ. He was the leading hard compound tyre runner. Now he's thrown it all away. That's probably might be something to do with tyre temperatures, I'd say. Because the hards are not quite up to temperature, but he's dropped all the way back to last in 15th position, so that's not great now for him. So the world's open up now for Pump Mastiff there in 8th position. Smeg's still just hovering around that 1 second bracket. Though these cars may be set up differently. You never know. Some guys may focus on the slow speed corners. Others may focus a little bit on the straights, although sort of a weird one around here. Probably want to make sure you have a little bit of aero for this part, the slower parts, although you want to have a bit of straight line speed. Still not within the 1 second window. As Lunacy comes in here early for a pit stop, so I would assume that's going for the hards, as Sierra Pocket Rocket says the fastest lap of the race. Going to keep an eye on it. Yes, he is going for the hard compounded tyres, so it's a weird one. I thought he would have had a fresh set of mediums for later on, but maybe not the case. Maybe he thinks the hards could go to the end. Or maybe trying an early strategy call here to maybe try and undercut a few guys a bit further on. Especially like Sierra Pocket Rocket. See if he can jump him. Hello to you, Mary Poppins. I don't think you're the real one, but not from the movie. But anyway, we'll carry on. Still 1 second, so still just getting out of that DRS window is Johnny over Smeg. But that's just bringing Sierra Pocket Rocket back into this fight here. Chaposaurus Rex just dropped away a little bit, but he's still in the DRS window. It's like perfect 3-second time penalty for him. Well, these guys have pulled away. There's the next gap is to this man here in 5th position, Garlaz in 5th. Who's got an angry pack behind him of Artie Cheng, 6th, Pup Mystique 7th, iPerfect 8th, Schooner Batata 9th, Honest Crook in 10th. And not far behind is actually Stig in 11th, so keep an eye on him. There's Chupasaurus Rex now 18.802, fastest lap of the race. As Garlaz responds, I think, to that pit stop from Lunacy. There's going right left to centre. As Chupasaurus Rex gets 3rd place of Serial Pocket Rocket, so his next target is his championship rival up there in 2nd spot. So be interesting to see how this one plays out. Of course, the top 2, like I mentioned, have not stopped. These guys behind have stopped, but they'll probably have to stop again. That being Chupasaurus Rex and Serial Pocket Rocket. And it probably you could probably include iPerfect in there, though. Those probably older medium compounder tyres. So if you're hoping for a late safety car, maybe chuck on the sauce and go nuts. But see, Pocket Rocket just trying to keep it in the DRS. He does, but of course he's run out of ERS, so probably be worth saving a little bit of it, especially through the slower section here. Don't think you really want to be using it around here, because otherwise you'll just light up the rears too much. You see the difference there. You've got to save the ERS. You've got to really save it during the slow corners here. Look at this gap up the front here starting to close in here. Smeg still now with back in the 1 second window, so this will probably help him out here a little bit. Chupasaurus Rex still in 3rd and Serial Pocket Rocket in 4th. So Garlas is behind. Obviously, he was a little bit further behind Lunacy, so Lunacy's closing into the back of MJJ, who's had a spin earlier on. This gap is starting to close here up the front. Lunacy now 18.692, fastest lap of the race on the hard compounder tyres. She's got good speed on those hards by the look of it. So don't be surprised if you see some guys react to that. And maybe come in at the end of... Or it might be too far away, I reckon, before these guys will probably have to come in. So, I mean, don't be surprised if the other guys behind, if they've got another set of mediums up their sleeve, don't be surprised if they decide to come in as well. Just a 4-way fight for this battle here. Pretty much, where is it here? It's 1.6 seconds covering the top 4. Then it's a further 6 seconds back to find the next car, which is Artie Chang's, who's still hanging on. And there for the time being, he's got the group behind him with Pup Mystique, iPerfect, Schooner Matata, Honest Crook, as there's a Ferrari in the wall. That's the other one of James Cruz. Although not like his teammate did not DNF and absolutely have a mare. But Smeg's in. Okay, so this has have to be an undercut opportunity now. Well, you'll probably undercut him anyway, because Johnny's still got to serve his 5-second penalty for that early on contact on lap 1. So I assume it'd be the hards for Smeg. It is. Fresh hards for him. Now, where does he pop out in to Lunacy here? There's MJJ. And there's Lunacy, so he's going to pop in just behind Lunacy by the look of it. So obviously Lunacy will get the advantage for now, but of course that'll come back to Smeg a little bit later on, although hard compounder tyres may take a little bit of time to get up to temperature. James Cruz back into the pit lane once again, so that'll be probably for the mediums, I'd say. New front wing as well, considering I saw him in the wall. Chupasaurus Rex is all over the back of Johnny now. This is for the race lead, although don't be surprised if Johnny comes into the pit lane very shortly. He would have tried to stick it out for as long as he can. Well, he's got that 5-second penalty up his sleeve, which he has to serve at the next stop. See your old Pocket Rocket's just there or thereabouts, so he's starting to slide a little bit, so the tyres may be starting to wear for these guys. No, Johnny stays out. Interesting. So, going a little bit longer here. Maybe he doesn't feel like the hard compounder tyres is the way to go. Well, he's run out of ERS here, so this should be an easy overtake here for Chupasaurus Rex to take the race lead here at the Spanish Grand Prix. Although, will he have to pit again? I think the answer would have to be yes. On that one, as Schooner Matata has got by iPerfect. Here comes Honest Crook. I'll try to find the right camera. He gets the move done, as he gets a little bit sideways off the corner there, so he just got it done. Well, iPerfect tried to do the switch back here, try to get the better run, but can't quite do it as Lunacy. Oh, that was a little bit of a corner cut there, as well Lunacy gets a 3-second time penalty for his troubles for running a little bit too wide. Might have been a little bit cheeky there from MJJ. Going to go around the outside, just giving each other a racing room here. Go on the outboard shots. Meg is closing in on this battle as well, so this is helping him out. It's still going side by side, but now it puts Lunacy on the wrong side for the next corner of turn 7. A little bit of contact. I don't think it was any front wing. It's a little bit sideways there, does Lunacy. So this might bring Smeggy back into contention here, although Smeg's just dropped away a little bit. MJJ's using a lot of ERS to stay in front. You can see the red light flashing, just trying to harvest it as best he can. Johnny's still pushing on here, so I'm a little bit surprised he might be going for soft competitor tyres. It's a bit of a risk, I would say. These guys have got 0 overtake left, but yet again, Johnny maintains the margin for the time being as more guys in the pit lane. By the looks of it, Schooner Matata and By Perfect follow each other in. I'm going to have to assume this will be another set of mediums. It is for Schooner Matata, so fresh mediums. What about I Perfect? He'd probably have to go back to the hards, I'd say. Yes, he will, so he's only had 2 laps on these, so you want to get those up to temperature very quickly. There goes Garlaz. So it'll be close on exit between those two. Very close, actually. Garlaz maintains position, gets it in the 12th position for now. Oh, contact! There goes the championship leader! Just good save. That was a risky one. That could have ended so badly. We could have had a new championship leader after this weekend. But luckily, Spec did the right thing and controlled the car very nicely. As, MJJ's just gone and binned it, so, well, there you go. As a virtual safety car has now been deployed because of that, and there you go. These guys are going to have to react here, I think. The Chubasaurus Rex in, Johnny in, Pocket Rocket in. I'd probably say Artie Changs would have to pit as well. I think Pup Mystique would probably stay out, considering he's on the hard competitor tyres. He could try and go to the end. Honest Crook will have to come in. I'd say both the McLaren boys would stay out. Pocket Rocket, where are we? So Chubasaurus Rex on the mediums. Honest Crook gets a 5-second penalty for speeding in the lane. Excuse me. So where does Chubasaurus Rex? This has helped him out so well. He's out in the 3rd position here. And on fresh mediums, there's a drive-through penalty for, who is that? I don't even know. Was it MJJ? I'm not sure, as he's just DNF'd, actually. So, looks like he may have crashed trying to come into the pit lane there. I'm not entirely sure, but, was that for Chubasaurus Rex? I'm not 100% sure on that one. Let me quickly check. Actually, this might be the better one. Is it this one? Yes, it is Chubasaurus Rex. I wasn't sure whether it was him or MJJ. So he's got a drive-through penalty now, has Chubasaurus Rex. So he's going to have to come and serve it within the next couple of laps. Otherwise, you don't want to really get yourself disqualified here. Man, this championship is just toing and froing, really, isn't it? So when does Chubasaurus Rex? He'd probably push on for maybe a couple of laps and then have to take the drive-through. But I dare say that'll probably be for when he rejoined on the track. And the delta time would have been very, very tight, I would have thought. So, yeah, it's a real, we could say, controversial moment there. But he'll have to make hay while he's got the fresh grip. He'll have the fresh grip for later on, but when does he pit? That'll be the next thing. I don't think he can pit under virtual safety car to serve a drive-through, so he'll have to go nuts here while he's got the chance. He might have an opportunity to go for fastest lap of the race. So Lunacy and Power Sight were battling. Here comes Johnny on the soft compound tyres. He'll have to take those a long way. Schooner Matata gets past for 11th on Garlaz. And both here, Johnny and CRL Pocket Rocket, as Piosight's got off the road, just manages to save it. And comes Smeg and Artie Cheng, so Powersight drops back to 9th. But what I was going to say is Johnny and CRL Pocket Rocket, unless they get another safety car, they probably will have to come in again, as Johnny gets himself a 3-second time penalty for his troubles. I dare say he'll have to come back in. Those two on the softs will have to come back in again. Because I don't think he could go the rest of the race on the soft compound tyres. It's a risk, but you're going to have to take it while you can. So, actually, let's just have a look at the penalties. There you go. So, is he going to take it? Yes, he's going to come in now. So, man, this championship is toing and froing, isn't it? Right, left and centre. So, he's got to watch his pit lane speed. So what could have been an opportunity for him to take the championship lead, well, we'll probably wait and see on that one because, as I say, that Smeg is just coming down the front straight now. As James Cruz gets a 3-second time penalty. So where does Chubasaurus Rex come back out? He comes back in... Where is he? He's out in 9th position, so he's only a couple of spots behind Smeg. Currently, it's Smeg that's still leading. He might extend his championship lead. The current load, although, like I said, Chubasaurus Rex has got grip to burn here and no penalties, so to wait and see how this one pans out. You want to try and make light work of Power Sight very quickly, and I dare say with the pace he's got, he'll make easy work of it. There's Lunacy on the back of Johnny. So it's vaulted him up into a 5th position, obviously. Honest Crook, another 3-second time penalty. See the back here of Power Sight. Is Chubasaurus Rex close enough for a move? No, not quite. So, to bide his time here. Because Power Sight could go to the end. So, after all that, Pup Mastiff is the leader of the race. He's on the hard competitors. He can probably get to the end. Stig is in 2nd. He can probably also get to the end of this race. Well, could have been a good race-winning opportunity for Chubasaurus Rex. Has literally gone down the drain as Johnny now sits the fastest up in the race with a 17.789. Whether anybody else can beat that or not, who knows. But it's Lunacy in 5th, Smeg in 6th, Artie Chang 7th. As I say, that Chubasaurus Rex has now got himself up in the 8th position. And it was a pretty easy move there, I reckon, for him there. I don't think Power Sight put up too much of a fight, although with the DRS, you have easy mince meat there. So he's up in the 8th now. Power Sight back to 9th, and Honest Crook now is back to 10th. And outside of Skinner Matata 11th, Garlows in 12th, by Perfect 13th, and James Cruz way down in 30-odd seconds behind in 14th. The DNF is being MJJ, WA Huddins, and Ash. So 3.7 seconds is the margin, I believe. Let me just double check on that one. Yes, it is. So it just corrects itself. 0 over Stig. Power Sight 3-second time penalty for him as well. 0 Pocket Rocker just putting a bit of pressure here on Stig for 2nd place. Like I mentioned, he's got to be very cautious here. He doesn't burn up his soft competitor tires. Otherwise, he'll be dropping like a lead balloon really later in the race. He's got a margin of 3 seconds back to Johnny, so it's not all too bad. Gets the DRS. Because they're pretty even on ERS, so that McLaren's looks like he's got pretty good straight line speed. Might hold on for the time being. It's a risk trying to go around the outside. Although saying that, it's still tight. Oh, he's on the wrong line for this one. Still gonna fight it. He might just, that's the wrong camera I was looking for, Cody's. They're gonna fight hard. Tight. Give each other racing room, lads. He gets away with it. So now it's Mercedes 1-2. Pocket Rocket now gets on into 2nd spot. Can he hold on? Perfect, and into the wall he goes. As I was just saying that, he was just literally getting the move done on Garlaz, and now he's just binned it, and he's now retired. So probably would have been ideal if you pit it, retire. What am I trying to say? Pit and retire in the pit lane. That's what I was trying to say. But yeah, that's now just all thrown away now for iPerfect. He had a bit of an up and down race in his return. I think he was a reserve driver, but hopefully that does not bring out a safety car. Otherwise, there'll be some dramas after this race. I'd be surprised if a late safety car comes out and anybody might take advantage of it, but looks like we'll get away with it, so that's okay. So, there's 6th place. That's Smeg in the championship leader in 6th place. There's his nearest rival, Chubasaurus Rex in 8th. Oscuda Batata's 11th. So that's 1, 2, and 3 in the championship. The guy in 4th, Lunacy, is going to take full advantage of this. Make up for lost ground that he lost out in Mexico when he didn't take part in the race due to his internet. So Schooner Matata now gets 10th over Power Sight. So now he makes some inroad here to Honest Crook now for 9th. It'll be just interesting to see how this one plays out because, see, these guys behind will start to close in as quick as they can. Well, they won't have the tie grip up their sleeves, so you really got to take advantage of this. As you can see, Artie Chang's is just in that 1 second bracket over Smeg, so he'll get the DRS. Chubasaurus Rex won't, so it's not really going to help out his cause, so you want to hope he's got good straight line speed in that car. He's not really quite close enough. He's just toing and froing, really, won't it? For the remainder of this race. I do apologise if there's the odd frame drop. I hope it's not too bad overall, but oh, nice, got a gearbox glitch there. You love to see it. Artie Cheng's and Chubasaurus Rex in the DRS, so this is not really helping out Chubasaurus Rex. Although it is closing into the back of Smeg, this won't help him that another car in front's got a, excuse me, DRS in front, so that's probably not helping out his cause. His power site comes into the pit lane again, though you would dare say he's going for softs. Yes, he is. Should maintain position 12. So 2.2 seconds is the margin between Pup Mystique and CRL Pocket Rockets. So Mercedes 1-2 as it stands. Don't think I've ever seen this in my commentating career. I could be wrong. Where the same two cars are in the top two positions. So it's a rarity as Johnny's really starting to close into the back of Stig for third place. But of course he's got that time penalty hanging over him. He obviously served the 5-second penalty at the pit stop. It'd be probably ruining that a little bit, although saying that, it might have been just a weird one where Cody's randomly just gives you a 5-second penalty for no apparent reason. Well, sometimes it can be for a good severe collision, but anyway. Wait and see on that one. So he's closing in now to the back of Stig. Does he go for a move here? I would go on board of him, but the gearbox glitch is really not helping out his cause here. Might jump on board with a Stig as there goes the Alfa Romeo as we speak. That's third spot. Scooter Matata, another 3-second time penalty. And I think there's a change here. Chubasaurus Rex has now got by Artie Cheng's for 7th place. Remember, I did say there's 1 point in this fight in the championship between these two. That's his next challenge. They get past Smeg for 6th. If he gets in front of him, I'm pretty sure he'll take the championship lead to the next round, which will be the Japanese Grand Prix. Gap's still coming down at the moment. I'm a bit surprised actually the softs are lasting this long. I would have thought they would have died off by now, but well, I mean, don't be surprised if we see punctures later on. I think the maximum you could take softs is probably 9 laps. I'm definitely going to need a tortoise stop when we get after this race. Stig's still just hanging on there for the time being, so if he maintains in that 3-second bracket, then he might get a podium here. Not with a great run like that out of the final corner. It's very tricky, that. Could either get a great run or a shocking run. So, he just lost out the DRS window as well. So, lap 29 here. We're getting to the nitty-gritty end of the race. Here we go. This is the change. This is the change. Smeg can probably fight as much as he can, but there's no use, really. There goes Chubasaurus Rex. James Cruz gets a 3-second time penalty. He's not quite a lap down, is he? No, he's down in 13th position. That's the move for 6th position now, and I'm pretty much sure that obviously it was a 1-point advantage to Smeg, and it'll probably swing now to this man in 6th place, Chubasaurus Rex. I'm not sure by how much, because I still don't know the point system. Well, I've completely forgotten about the point system, because it is a little bit different. Just think of the MotoGP point system. It's similar to that anyway, so I'm pretty sure it's the top 15 drivers score points in this one. So, well, apart from anybody that DNFs out of this race, obviously, and anybody who says the fastest up the race, they get to keep that extra bonus point. So, at the moment, that is currently held by, who is it? Johnny in position 3, with 17.789. I don't know if anybody is going to get close to that. They're saying that Chubasaurus Rex got closer, 17.868 on the mediums, so never know, might try push for a fastest lap. Let's have a look at the move. Let's have a look at the penalty situation first. There's 3 seconds for Johnny, 6 for Lunacy, 3 also for Scooter Matata, Gallows, and Power Sight. 8 seconds for Honest Crook. Obviously, he got the 5-second penalty for the speeding in the pit lane. It's another change. There's Honest Crook gets 9th off Scooter Matata now. What was I saying? Gallows 3, Power Sight 3, and James has got 6. The movers and shakers, let's have a look at that. That's not what I wanted, actually. Well, see, there's all the different pitch stops, so it's where your favourite drivers are for where they have in come in. There's a few guys that have done 1 stop, so others have done 2. That was a terrible run through there, James, if I'm honest. The gap is closing as well at the front, but it's still there or thereabouts between the 2 Mercedes boys. And Johnny's there as well in position 3. So there's the movers and shakers. Actually, the biggest move has actually been Pump Steve as it gets a little bit of gravel there. There's Pocket Rocket, so lost about 3/10 of a second, I think, from that. So maybe the softs might be starting to die out. I'd be hoping he can get those softs to the end. Otherwise, well, Johnny will probably be in the same boat because there's Stig in the background, also Lunacy. They can take advantage of this. Probably can say it can be said for Chuposaurus Rex. Because anybody that doesn't have penalties will probably move up the order after this race. So Pump Steve up 6, Smeg up 5, 4 each for Lunacy and Garlaz, 3 for Johnny, 2 for Artie Chengs, and 1 for Stig. Biggest loser has actually been MJJ down 12 positions. Next best is Scooter Matata down 6, and obviously Chuposaurus Rex down 5. That might change a little bit later on as we see. There we go. That margin is really starting to go out now, so maybe the softs are starting to die off here. I wasn't really sure how long they would last, but I don't think, well, it depends if these guys would have saved a little bit of grip for later on. They're probably going to need it, or just hope that they can get to the end, as Johnny's car is still having that gearbox glitch for me, so lovely stuff. The CRL Pocket Rocket is hanging on for that Mercedes 1-2. You would really want to do it, wouldn't you? To have a Mercedes 1-2. Supercharge, he's streaming Tier 4 as well. I'm hopeful of streaming Tier 4, hopefully. If you guys want me back for Tier 4, I'll definitely come back. The voice box is definitely going to go after that one. This might be a change for position here. Pocket Rocket will cover the inside line here, but it's pretty much no use. Johnny takes position 2. But can he build that 3-second time gap? That's what I'm trying to say. His Honest Crook comes into the lane. This is a weird one. Is this maybe for a wing change, potentially? No, getting rid of the 5-second penalty, maybe. But this is a weird one, I would have thought. But anyway. No, it is a wing change. Okay, so he's going on to soft, so he might be trying for a fastest lap. We'll wait and see. The margin's 3.2 seconds, so unless something happens at the front with Pump Steve, he's got this one in the bag. Be another race win for him after his last race win at the United States. Look at Lunacy, he's closing in here. He's actually made the move on Stig. I missed that somewhere along the line, so these guys on the softs are just hanging on. Oh, dear me. What's happened to Johnny? Oh, it's all over the shop. The soft guys are all over the shop. Oh, that's why. Johnny's got a puncture. That'll be why. He's pushed too hard on them. I didn't think the softs would last long. And he's gone. And he's... Well, oh, that's a real shame, isn't it? With 1 lap to go. Make an unscheduled pit stop and put on another set of softs. That's a real shame. We'll have to keep an eye on Pocket Rocket because he probably will be in the same boat. I mean, you had to try it. You probably had to try it, but, I mean, if another safety car had come out, you probably would have saved him, but unfortunately it hasn't, so, oh, what a great result now. Gone down the drain for Johnny. Artie Chang's in the 3-second time penalty. So now Pocket Rocket, let's see if he can hang on. He's just barely hanging on in that under Mercedes to try and hang on for a podium. This is pretty much the battle for the podium here. Between he and Stig, if he can hang on these last few corners, he'll do an incredible job with 11-lap-old soft compounded tyres. He's just taking it so patiently, you can tell. The Stig go for a move. This is probably his one and only shot he's got left. He's got to be real patient here. Turn the overtake off, Pocket Rocket. You're wasting it. This margin actually at the front is closing, but it's probably for no use. Because obviously Lunacy has got a time penalty. As he's just taking it nice and cautiously through here. It's no use, but Pump Steve, this has been one hell of a drive. He wins the Spanish Grand Prix. And I think, oh, it's going to be tight to the line. And Pocket Rocket just gets there, only just, to make it a Mercedes 1-2. Stig will get on the podium as well. Chuposaurus Rex gets 4th in that whole battle. So Lunacy drops back to 5th off the podium. And that's critical as well in the championship, so that'll help. Excuse me. Chuposaurus Rex out because Smeg finishes up in 6th. Artie Chang's in 7th. Scooter Matata in 8th. Johnny ends up 9th. What could have been for him if he didn't have that puncture on that second to last lap? Garlos rounds out the top 10, so it's a good points all for Alpha. We've got Power Sight there in 11th. Honest Crook in 12th, who gets the fastest lap of the race as well, so he'll get that extra bonus point with 16.953. We just wait on James Cruz to be the last runner there to come across the line to finish with the 13 cars we have remaining. God almighty. Yeah, Jesus, what a finish. You're not wrong there, Mark. You are not wrong there at all. That was certainly entertaining. Pumper Steve, yeah, probably deserved driver of the day. Did an absolutely phenomenal job. Tried an absolute... It was worth a gamble, really, to get to the end. I think he pretty much started on softs. I know he might have done mediums to hards there, but took advantage in that second safety car period, and he's got himself another race victory. So, and look at that, the Mercedes won too. Although David Tonizza looks weird in Mercedes gear, I've got to say. You never know, we may see him in a Mercedes car later on in his F1 esports career, and Stig obviously on the podium, but we'll have a look at the results and then we'll finish it up here. So Papa Steve gets the race victory by doing the one stop. It's a risky one, but he got there in the end. Same can be said for Cyril, pocket rocket there. But he just got there in the end. That only just, look at that margin between he and Stig to the line. It was nothing in it. So it's a Mercedes 1-2 there in the end. Stig rounds out into 3rd. Chupasaurus Rex in 4th. So he'll take the championship lead, I'm pretty sure, off Smeg. So that'll be the first time he'll lead the championship going into Japan. Lunacy in 5th, so that's 6 seconds. Really cost him there at the end. Speg ends up in 6th position. Artie Chang's there in 7th. Scooter Matata in 8th. Johnny in 9th. What could have been for him? He'd be ruining that. Puncture late on. Garlas in the 10, then Power Side. Honest Crook, James Cruz. Honest Crook will get the fastest lap of the race, obviously. And then Perfect, MJJ, WA Huddens, and Ash round out the DNFers for the Spanish Grand Prix. So we'll get to this one, I think. So that's where I'm gonna leave it, guys and girls, I think. So if you did enjoy it, smash the like button if you did, and subscribe to the Race Spec Esports channel if you haven't already. If you want to follow any of the social media channels for Race Spec, they're down in the description below. The Twitter, Instagram, and Facebook pages. If you want to come join the league, even though there's not many rounds left to go in this championship, there's a Discord link down there below, but I mean, if you want to get yourself prepared and come and join the Discord for Season 5 or whatnot, then you can. There's a link down to that in the description. But, yeah, that is the entertaining Spanish Grand Prix. I don't know if I'm going to have any voice left when I do Tier 4 in about 10 minutes. But, yeah, also tune in to the other tiers. Hopefully there is I think definitely there'll be a Tier 1. I'm not sure about a Tier 2 tier, but for the Spanish Grand Prix. So keep an eye out for those ones, and also the other... the Euro and the Americas Leagues as well. There'll be, well, tomorrow morning for me for the Euros, and the Americas League will be tomorrow, late morning, afternoon sort of thing. So, yeah, keep an eye on that one. But we've got an entertaining battle, that is for sure, in this championship. The next round is the Japanese Grand Prix. And, yeah, until then, I will see you next time. Goodbye.